Hey guys, welcome back to another TikTok compilation. This time it's for the shoulder, and we're gonna split the compilation into two parts. Some exercises that you guys can do to help address shoulder pain, and then we're gonna go through some stretches that you guys can do, and I'll elaborate on what regions it helps in just within each of the exercises itself. So here we go, let's get right into it. The first three videos that I'm going to be going over represent two tests, but also double up as exercises that you can do to assess the endurance of your shoulder or ability to maintain that shoulder set position that I'm always speaking about in a lot of my videos. All you're going to be doing in the first two, the Y and the T test, is lie on the ground with your stomach on the ground, lift your chest up and maintain that T or Y position, holding it, squeezing in your middle and lower trap, so closer to the middle of your mid back or bottom, near the bottom of your shoulder blade, and not so much at your upper trap. You shouldn't be feeling it there while you're performing this exercise, seeing how long you can hold it up, and the goal is to keep it up for about a minute. You can double this up as an exercise, performing 3 sets of 20 seconds, and the idea is that you want to do this before you begin regularly exercising, and then after you've begun to regularly exercise, to see what the difference is in your endurance and ability to maintain your arm up overhead or out to the side in that T test position, to see if you've improved your endurance of these two muscles. It is the middle and lower trapezius, and in the third video it's demonstrating what you can do if you want to perform this on the edge of your bed, so scooting toward the edge so that your chest and your arms are hanging off the edge, maintaining that straight posture of your body, and then just holding that arm up. And again, you're trying to squeeze in that middle or lower shoulder blade portion of your mid back to really develop those muscles. This next exercise is meant to strengthen your rotator cuff, so that is involved in a lot of the shoulder based arm movement or shoulder based aiming movement that you guys utilize in FPS games or maybe some MOBA games or whatever game that you play. And all you need to be doing is making sure your chest stays up. You can use a soup can or a dumbbell for this, and just follow the instructions on the screen. You're basically bringing your arm out and then rotating up and then bringing it back down, and then bringing your arm back down to the side next to your torso, focusing on strengthening your shoulder but also your rotator cuff as you're rotating up during this shoulder rotation series. I would do a set of 15, and you can do 2 to 3 sets depending on where you want to add it into your day. Again, you can combine a lot of these exercises to create a morning shoulder routine for yourself. This last video demonstrates two exercises that also work on your rotator cuff: the isometric hold, holding there for about 20 seconds, and then doing the iso swing. Again, working the rotator cuff, working the shoulder aim muscles and ability to maintain your shoulder in that set back position while strengthening those key muscles that allow you to rotate your arm. Follow the instructions and see how you can add it to your day. These next few exercises are all sort of variants of the same thing. The first being the wall posture exercise, where you're leaning against a wall, putting your arms up and reaching all the way up towards the ceiling. This also working the key muscles that maintain your shoulders back. Repeating it for 10 to 12 times. Again, adding it to your day-to-day schedule to gradually work on improving the muscles that help you with your posture. The second one, using a foam roller, doing a similar movement to keep yourself opened up, opening your chest, because we're always in this rounded position. The third one being sort of a combination of two different exercises, but you being on your hands and knees, reaching your arm up in a Y, strengthening the first two muscles that I mentioned about in this video, the middle and lower trap, working on the Y and working on the T. You're doing the bent over Y or bent over T. And then the last one, demonstrating against a wall, doing the Y liftoffs. And just follow the repetition amounts on the videos so that you guys can, again, add it to your morning strengthening routine. So now for the stretches, and remember, stretches are better for post gaming session, between your gaming sessions. So these are a little shorter in nature, but this is where those exercises fit. The first one you're going to be doing is shoulder rolls, and you just pretty straightforward in how they're performed. Same thing with the towel or TheraBand pullovers. You're reaching around overhead. This is probably one of my favorite ones because it really helps to open up the chest, keeping your arm behind you, because as I mentioned so many times, we're in this rounded position, so we do need to work an opening of our chest, and repeating those 10 to 15 times each in between your games can be so helpful in not only how you feel, but ensuring that your shoulders stay healthy. Alright, now we're going to get into some stretches you can do against the wall. The first 3 videos are pretty much all variants of the same pec stretch that you can do, whether it be your elbow bent or your arm straight. You're just placing your hand against the wall, rotating until you feel it against your chest, maybe a little bit into your biceps. But because we're sitting in that rounded position, the pec, major and minor, are the ones that get really stiff and can cause even irritation in some nerves that can cause numbness in your hands, as well as cause you to overuse a lot of the muscles in your forearm and even into your rotator cuff. So the pec is a big muscle that is an implicator for a lot of pain for gamers. So it is an important stretch that we have to do and perform on a regular basis between your games, 20 to 30 seconds at a time. And then we get into the gaming shoulder exercises, and again, we always start with the pec stretch, then we get into the lat stretch, both hands overhead against the wall, tightening your lats, tightening your abdomen. And you guys can check out the link in the description to learn a little more about each of these exercises, why I recommend them, more depth about each one. But generally, it is addressing the common gaming shoulder issue that we see, that is essentially overcompensation of some muscles here, and because of your posture, you irritate some joints in your spine. So please check that out if you want to learn a little more about why I recommend those 4 exercises. Okay, these last 2 exercises address rounded shoulders. They address working the pecs. The first one's a pin and stretch, so you're pinning the pec down and then bringing your arm back and behind you until you feel a stretch at your pec there, and that will allow you to alleviate a lot of the stiffness that occurs from prolonged sitting, the prolonged rounded position. And for the second exercise, just bring your arms behind you, touching your thumbs together, and then arms up overhead, pinky. And again, always helping to work into this open position, opening your chest, and great for implementing in between your games or after your session. Alright guys, that is all. Hope you guys enjoy this shoulder version. I'm going to be coming out with some different ones, some dance education ones, some lower back ones, some neck ones. So please let me know what you guys thought in the description. Like, comment, subscribe, and maybe just share this with anyone that you guys feel like it will be helpful for. And I'll see you guys soon.